Oh, how are you doing today? Oh, I'm doing pretty well. Yourself? Ooh. Hey guys, Reggie here. Just figure I'd do a vlog. I'll continue on this. Oh, anyway, the topic I wanted to talk about today is small talk. The reason I bring up this topic is, there's one thing I cannot stand is small talk. I just hate having it. You know, you're sitting there with somebody or having a conversation and it's, oh, how are you doing today? Oh, I'm doing pretty well. Yourself? Oh, I'm doing pretty good. You know how it is, life. And then you do the fake adult laugh, which is another thing that I don't like. But I hate it. I figured that's why I don't handle a lot of things in my household. Because I let my my significant other handle all that kind of stuff. Because I just can't stand it. I hate making small talk. You know, I'd rather just buy everything online or not be around anybody than to have small talk, or at least have a meaningful conversation. You know, that's all I ask for, is a meaningful conversation. Bike seems to be driving better. Added some air to it. Man, when I bought this, I haven't really checked the air pressures, which you should check all the time, but I don't actually have a convenient place to get to an air hose and check it. My front tire was like at 48 pounds, and my back was like at 50. And from what I looked online, you know, it shouldn't really be that high. It should be, you know, somewhere in the 40 range. But I adjusted it, see if it gives me a much better ride. Anyway, back to the topic. Yeah, I just can't stand it. I don't understand why we evolved, as a society to where we have to have small talk. You know, I mean, I guess you could say this whole conversation I'm having is small talk, or it's more like a monologue. I just don't understand it, and it drives me crazy because when you don't engage in small talk with people, you come off as short or rude. You know, if you don't engage. But at the same time, I don't want to engage. I don't want to talk to you. All I want to do is buy the item that I have in front of me, ring it up. You know, maybe if you want to have a conversation like, oh sir, that's some lovely boxers you're buying. I love SpongeBob SquarePants. You know, maybe that'll engage in some conversation. But just to have general, you know, how are you good conversation, like what is the point? You know, I just don't understand it. You know, it makes me really, really wonder why it is, you know, people act the way, you know, what in society makes people think that that's, you know, the appropriate thing to do. I just don't get it. You know, it'd be one thing if, close some vents up here and here. It would be one thing if the conversation meant anything, but I could be having like the shittiest day in the world and you come up to me and you're like, oh sir, how are you today? I'm not going to be like, oh, it's pretty bad, you know, I stubbed my toe this morning, walking out the front door, ripped off half my nail, it hurts really bad. In fact, it throbs every time I take a step, and on top of that I hit my knee on a freaking end of a trailer hitch, which is the worst thing in the world because I saw it and I wasn't paying attention. Gonna ring these up for you. I just don't know. It's like this morning I was in the gas station getting some stuff, and you know, the clerk's like, oh, I haven't seen you here in a while. You guys aren't coming around much anymore, are you? And I go, yeah, we're not. She's like, oh, well, that was so abrupt. Well, excuse me, but it's like freaking 5:30 in the morning. I don't want to have a conversation about the fact that I haven't showed up here. I mean, come on. What is the point of it all? I just do not understand it. You know, I just don't get it. I don't think I'm the only person. I don't think anybody likes small talk whatsoever. You know, maybe old people like small talk, you know, but then at the same time, you know, I just don't see the point of it. I just don't get, why would you want to have small talk? You know, I mean, I keep repeating myself, but I just don't get it. And the worst thing ever is when people ask you about yourself, like, oh, well, have you lived in Florida your whole life? And this, I don't want to tell you about me. What are you profiling me? Or are you planning to steal my identity? You know, don't ask me if I've been to Disney World. Don't stop asking me these questions. You know, I don't care who you are. You know, just do your job and let me move about my business. You know, and it's not to be rude. You know, every now and then you have a good conversation or a good joke or, you know, something interesting. But just to talk to somebody to talk, you know, I think, you know, I thought, you know, when everyone started texting all the time, it'd be the end of small talk. You know, it's even worse than small talk. It's probably small text. It's like, hey, how are you? Good. You? Pretty good. What's up? Nothing. What's up with you? Oh, just chilling. Awesome, man. I hate that too. Why? Why did we just waste our time having this conversation and no information was exchanged? There was no exchange of anything. I just don't get it. I really don't. Anyway, you know, that's all I have. You know, I guess we'll chalk it up to a Reggie2G rant or something. I don't know. But it just drives me nuts. So, I mean, if you think that small talk is awesome, I would love to hear your thoughts on it. You know, leave a comment down below, and you know, I'd love to just hear, you know, your thoughts on the subject of, you know, people having small talks. Anyway, I'm gonna go now.